representative. You know, it's just like if you want to see the president, you know, Obama, not that I would want to do that, but you know, if somebody wanted to do that, then first of all, they have to get past Ram, you know. That's his office manager. So before you can see Kṛṣṇa, you have to convince his representative, the spiritual master, that your intentions are sincere. If you can't convince the spiritual master, how are you going to convince Kṛṣṇa? The spiritual master is very, very merciful. And so is Kṛṣṇa, but Kṛṣṇa has very high standards. He says, first of all, surrender. Sarva dharman parityaja. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. Give up everything and just surrender to me. But then we'll talk about, you know, benedictions and, you know, removing your karma and stuff like that. He can do that because he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He doesn't have to compromise. But the spiritual master can compromise and say, well, just surrender as much as you can right now. And then by, like Uddhava was saying, by the experiences that you have, you'll get confidence in this teaching, that this is really the truth. That will move you, hopefully, move you to surrender further. And so our job is to keep encouraging constant improvement, constant advancement, which means constant higher and higher degree of surrender. See, so my style as a teacher especially is that in the beginning I'll accept any amount of surrender. But then we raise the bar and farther and higher and more. And we never tolerate someone just staying at the same level for very long. Okay? That, okay, you surrendered 10%. Now try for 20. You see? Okay, you got 20, now how about 25? You know, I'll see your 25 and raise you 30. So what is the job of the spiritual master is ultimately to get the disciples to surrender 100%. See, so the spiritual master, Prabhupada one time said, we practice loving Kṛṣṇa by loving the spiritual master. What does love mean? It means service. Love without service, sentiment without actual service is bogus. It's not really love. It's just a substitute or a incomplete, perverted reflection of love. See, if I say, oh, I love you, and I never do anything for you, then what kind of love is that? See? Well, maybe I don't express my sentiment so openly, yet I do so much for your actual welfare, and even maybe in such a way that you don't even notice it. See, that's real love. And that's how Kṛṣṇa is. Look what Kṛṣṇa does. He creates this whole world for us. He creates our bodies. He operates the body. Who do you think is breathing while you're asleep? Who do you think is beating your heart, operating your brain? Sending all of his material elements to nourish and protect our bodies and so on, give us a field of activities so that we can run around this world and never have to run into God. See? He hides. Why? Because we desire it. We don't see God in this world because we don't want to see God. We came here to get away from God. So Kṛṣṇa hides himself. He doesn't appear directly, only very rarely. He'll come. And just to give this science of devotional service and make it possible for those few souls who want to get out of this mess to approach him. So the surrender to the Guru is just a preliminary to the final or complete surrender to Kṛṣṇa. And also it's a gradient, gradual increase in surrender. Whereas Kṛṣṇa, his standard is absolute. Either surrender or don't surrender. There's no in between. Do or don't do. There is no try. And what's the third part?
The third part is how to not get caught up in the trap of laziness, being complacent and not improving our service with the justification of accepting whatever comes to us once we surrender.
Well, just come and hang out with us and we'll take care of that. Right?
I have a question in regards to the costless mercy. I think I have a misunderstood term or something like that, because every single pastime of the Lord in which He gives a blessing or pure love or anything like that, I always see a very strong cause, being that this devotee is like the gopis. I don't know, their previous life they were like yogis and thousands of years of meditation, and every single person who approaches Krishna has a very, very devotional past. So it's not like, I think my misunderstanding is that for me costless mercy means that someone doesn't deserve it and he says, oh, okay, I'll give you love of God. Or what is the meaning of this costless mercy?
That none of us deserve Krishna's mercy. But because of engagement in gradual purification over a long period of time, we become able to receive it. Try to understand. Krishna is always giving his mercy. But we can't receive it because we're so polluted. We're so dull. His mercy is causeless. Has no cause. We certainly don't deserve Krishna's mercy. So there couldn't be any cause for him giving it. He gives it out of his unconditional love. The thing is, we won't accept it. We refuse to accept it. And by these different activities of purification, we become able to accept it.
You say we don't deserve in terms of because we're offenders? Or as Jivas, he loves us, so from that point of view, we do deserve, or something like that.
No, we don't deserve it because we're fallen and sinful and rascals.
Because of material condition.
Yeah, yeah. If you look at the sum total of all of our activities, you have to say we don't deserve it. And maybe for a little while, you know, a couple of years, then we kind of act like devotees. But the amount of mercy that Krishna gives in response to that is much, much greater than the tiny amount of service compared to the great amount of our offensive activities. If you could see the whole thing over many lifetimes, you know. But the reason for this is that Krishna is always ready to give his mercy. The thing is, we aren't ready to take his mercy. So we have to become purified in order to receive the mercy. It's the old bag of rocks example. I want to give you some diamonds. Here. Oh, no, I have to hold on to my bag of rocks, you know. I can't set down my bag of rocks. It's so important to me. It's all I have. See? So people are so attached to their material nonsense that they can't give it up in order to take something much, much better. Because they would feel like they're giving up the only thing that they have. But that's the thing that's drowning them, that's pulling them under. See, it's so sad to see it from the spiritual point of view. That Krishna's mercy is available any minute. But we're so fallen that we don't accept it. We don't take it. We don't put aside our nonsense so that we can receive it.
The funny thing is that to remove from the other point of view, from the material consciousness point of view, to remove a bad habit or a trauma or something like that is painful. Instead of understanding that if you remove that, you'll get diamonds.
Painful compared to what? Everything is painful. Getting out of bed in the morning is painful. Any kind of work is painful. But we do it because we want to get the rewards. See? We put up with the anxiety, the pain, the effort, the exertion, because we anticipate we're going to get some benefit. So if we really understood the benefit that we're going to receive by surrendering to Kṛṣṇa and giving up our material nonsense, oh man, we'd just give it up in a minute, you know.